Welcome back to Charlie Mike Woodworks and Design. This is James, not Charlie Mike. It's not even in my name. So it's me and this goat. There I was. What had happened was, and so it's kind of like what the me and this goat is about. But there's also other stories about the goat, such as when I was in Iraq. But I'm going to leave that for another time. It's a whole nother story. Crazy. So, I wanted to show you something else I was working on. And I haven't really had a chance to do it all the way, show the video the entire way because, or the make of it, because I got busy doing some other stuff for some other clients and some other people, and here's what it is. So what I did was I had a piece of maple. Okay, so I had it roughly to the area I wanted it. Okay, to the size that I wanted. No, it did not come with the stars. I had to carve those. Ooh, a little dusty. Then I took hickory, maple, alternating for the stripes. Okay. And I'm actually not going to burn anything. I'm going to just glue it up. Like I said, I've already carved the stars. These are a little different because I have to carve them, but this has to be a little bit separate instead of it all being glued up together. So it's a little different, no big deal. It's fun. And the dimensions actually didn't come out exactly perfect for what I envisioned. So I had to kind of figure it out as I went along. So I cut my strips, again, hickory, maple, so on and so forth, to the normal size dimensions of this size flag that I would have cut them to or ripped them to. And then I had it all lined up and realized, oh, hey, this isn't going, now it still doesn't look like it's going to, but when pressed together, glued together and everything, you'll actually be able to see that it will come together. So I had to do a little trimming. That's another great thing I love about woodworking is you have to use your brain. You know, you have to think, you have to do some things sometimes that are not in the plan because you're working with wood. Anything can happen. Cutting something, you could all of a sudden be cutting here and it's a straight line. Next thing you know, or whatever noise you want to put in there, you get a little bit of a deviation from the plan. You might get some of the wood might split. I've had pieces break on me. I mean, it is what it is, and you make it happen. You drive on. So, like I said, I ripped everything down. This is going to be this is what, 12. So it's going to be about a 9.5 by 20 ish. Let's see exactly. Yeah, it's actually going to be a little bit more. Like, it's going to be a little bit of an odd size, but that's okay because this is actually going to be for me. I'm keeping this one. I may put it up at work. I may just keep it here in the shop. I don't know. But this is going to be for me. I might even throw 1776 in there. I don't know yet. But this is basically the original Betsy Ross design flag. I chose hickory because old hickory, I mean, it's one of the strongest woods. Actually, I think domestically it is the strongest wood that we have. The next strongest wood, in case you didn't know, believe it or not, is anybody? No, it's not maple. It's not walnut. It's pecan. Or as my wife would say, pecan. Okay, it's actually pecan. And then I think it's, you know, domestically that's widely used. I'm sure someone out there is going to correct me. I hope you do, because I don't know off the top of my head. But, you know, walnut's in there, hard maple's in there. Ironwood, which I've never worked with ironwood, but it is a really, really pretty wood. And I think we have that actually grows here in Arkansas, so I may have to find me some and do something nice and special with that. But yeah, so that's it on this. We're going to glue this up, and I'll show that process. We'll glue it up and probably come back in and do a little bit of touch up on some of the stars, because as you can see, I've got a little bit of some wood that's special right there. So I'll be doing some sanding, of course. May even plane it to where it's all the same size. I don't know yet. Of course, that would be after I glue it up. We'll have to figure that out and go from there. But yeah, that's how that works. And then we'll throw some cutting board oil on it and we'll make it happen. A couple other things that are coming up are going to be putting together a cutting board for, and then also putting together I don't know when this is going to happen. Household 6, aka the wife, has requested that I make her a butcher block countertop for the kitchen island. I said, okay, I can do that. So I had to do some figuring, and I had to math. And so I think I have roughly, I think it's 15 square foot on the countertop itself. And then you're supposed to times that by the thickness of the material. I'm using 6/4, which is 1.5 inches. Hardwood, they do a little different than, they don't just say 1.5 inches thick. They say it's 6/4 or 8/4, which means it's 2 inches thick. That's how they do it. I know there's a reason. I don't know the reason. I also have a degree in history as well as English and some other stuff. I also have a degree in BS. I have a PhD in that, but I think I'm going to look up the history of the quartering system. It's quarter sawn. I know it's got to be something to do with back in the old day when they would cut, and something about how everything was machined out or something. I don't know, but there's got to be a history there. I'm going to look it up. Maybe one day we'll have a discussion. And I'm going to put that together. So I ended up having to get exactly 22.5 board feet. Well, I'm going to up that to 25, maybe even 30, because you're always going to have a little bit of waste and you don't want there to be any mistakes. So you kind of have to err on the side of caution and go high, go large on that, just a little bit. 25, 30, I don't know, board feet. 30 board feet would be pretty decent, but $8 a board foot. You can do the math. So 25 board feet, I'm looking at $200. So it is what it is. But the good thing, oh, and then like a gallon of freaking glue, because that's going to take a lot of glue. That's going to be a fun process. Never done it before. That's going to be fun. I can't wait. All right, got to run. Household 6 has a lot of stuff for me to do, and time's a wasting. All right, well, hello there. Charlie Mike Woodworks, James is my name. Charlie Mike Woodworks, and design is my game. All right, so we were talking about the American flag. Excuse my trash. Blah! Okay, the walnut. Look at that. It's a Betsy Ross. Can't really see it very well because of the way that the sun is hitting it. And I just put the first coat of oil on there. Alright, so we got walnut with some hickory and some maple striping. Man, look at that. That is just beautiful. Oh my goodness. Yeah, I get a little silly about wood, but you know what? It is what it is. So my wife was like, why on the end sometimes does it look a little different? Well, for example, right here. The reason that is if you look at that, right, the difference in color on that hickory, and sometimes maple does it, sometimes, you know, all hardwoods, all woods will do it actually, but what that is sapwood versus heartwood. So the heartwood, the darker color, generally, depending on what kind of your wood you're talking about, but generally that's the stronger. So this is probably going to go in my office at work. I don't know yet. We'll see. I might just keep it here. I don't know. It's for me though. And I'll have to add another coat of oil on it and we'll go from there.